She's known for writing songs that appeal to young women, but he doesn't care. He thinks she's got that something. His friend wants to understand him. What makes her so commanding? Once a week they get together and talk all about her hits. Shootin', shootin' the Swift. I'm talking about shootin', shootin' the Swift with you.
Howdy ho, Swiftorinos. Welcome to Shootin' the Swift, the funnest podcast of all times. I'm your host, Mike Keller, and she's your host, Kit Shields.
Hello.
Hey, Kit.
Hi.
So in the last episode, as you might remember, Kit and I discussed Fearless, the entire album. We did kind of a special, super surprise episode for all our fans where we did it live from Chicago. We had a real good crowd turnout, and it was a lot of fun.
That's what we should call the episode. We'll cut this out. Sorry.
Okay.
Shootin' the Swift, live from Chicago. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, we talked about the album Fearless, and we kind of just went off the cuff because Kit had not really listened to the album. So, but yes, so we did that. Maybe we'll come back to it and assess it as a whole later. But today we are going to we're going to be discussing the material that was released between Fearless in 2008 and Speak Now in 2010, which is a lot of material.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, even I got a little exhausted. But we got a lot of good stuff, though. I think a lot of cool music videos, stuff like that. And also, another thing, we last episode, Kit said that she would be adding a track or two to her iPod. So the goal of the podcast has kind of been achieved. Like, Kit is now a Swiftie. But we've decided to kind of go ahead anyways and just kind of, since we started, see it through to the end. Was that a mutual decision, Kit, or are you ready to wrap it up?
No, let's see it through.
Okay, all right. So Kit's on board.
I want to get to Red, because some people think that Red will be my favorite album. Some people think I'll hate it. That's me.
Right.
But
well, you haven't listened to it yet?
No.
Oh wow. Okay.
I listened to it in your car.
Right.
And he played one of the songs for me that he said this is my favorite song of hers, and I hated it. So We'll see.
All right. Well, Fearless is my favorite album, but then Speak Now is also my favorite album. But I think Speak Now, if you end up not liking Red, I think Speak Now will wind up being your favorite. I think that's like the...
And I think Fearless is going to be tough to beat, just maybe because I put a song on my iPod.
Yeah, so today we're going to cover the Fearless Platinum Edition, a couple of soundtrack songs, lots of music videos, and some supplemental material.
A lot of music videos.
Yeah, a lot of music. And there's a couple things we're not going to get to, but we might come back to them in some future episode. But there's just not a lot of time today, or not enough time for today. One other thing I guess we could talk about is that we have officially put the first episode up on YouTube. So how did that change your life this week, Kit?
I did have some people recognize my voice on the street.
Right.
They said, hey, you don't like Taylor Swift. I was like, hey, just keep listening.
Right. They have 2 more episodes and they'll...
They gave me the key to the city.
That's cool.
And we're both millionaires now.
That's true.
Which is cool. It
is cool, yeah. I bought a lot of Blu-rays, but other than that, the money does not seem to have changed me.
Yeah, we haven't gotten, a new apartment yet, but we're looking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Fun being millionaires.
Marc Maron makes, $12,000 an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We made $1 million for one.
Right, so that's pretty good.
That's not even on iTunes.
Right. I don't want to rub it in Marc Maron's face or anything though.
I do. I don't like him.
Oh, okay. So, okay. We could start a feud with him. Maybe that'd be good for us.
Okay. Marc Maron, come shoot the Swift with us.
No, don't. Let's start a feud with him.
Oh, okay. I thought we'd... Okay. How do you do that?
Just
Marc Maron, you suck.
Yeah, he sucks and he's ugly.
Well, that's mean.
Well, right, but no, wait, he'll hear us say this, and then he'll get upset with us, and he'll talk about us on his show.
Oh, and then we'll get popular?
Right. I mean, we're already millionaires, but
2 millionaires.
Right.
Okay.
Whatever's more than $1 million, that's what we're gonna have.
Can you imagine more than $1 million?
Not really. Just think all the Blu-rays I could get. I could finally open up that video store. Okay, so so it's time for This Week in Taylor. You ready, Kit?
Yes.
Okay, this was something you requested to talk about, but it got a lot of press from what I could tell, and actually Taylor, or Miss Swift, I apologize, she retweeted, I think it was Cosmopolitan, who had wrote a little blurb. So on Instagram, girl contacted Taylor, and she had said that she basically, it sounded like she was kind of in the friend zone, if I can use that problematic term. So she had been kind of friend zoned by this fella that she was fond of, and she was contacting Taylor for advice or some sort of encouragement, I guess. Did you think she gave good advice, or I guess should we talk about what the advice was? Or?
I could see reading the whole thing she wrote, honestly.
Okay. Do you want to do it, or
okay,
I got it here.
Okay. Well, yeah, and the girl posted a picture of herself. I don't know how Instagram works. I don't know if you have to do that or if she went and looked up her picture. But so the first thing Taylor says is, Hannah, eyes, eyes, eyes. Whoa, you have the prettiest, widest, most childlike eyes. Composes self. Okay, about this guy. I think we grow up thinking the only love that counts is true love. Is the kind that lasts forever or is fully realized. When you have a broken heart, the first thing a stranger will ask is, how long were you two together? As if your pain can be determined by how long you were with someone, or if you were with them at all. I don't think that's how it works. I think unrequited love is just as valid as any other kind. It's just as crushing and just as thrilling. No matter what happens in this situation, I want you to remember that what you are doing is selfless and beautiful and kind. You are loving someone purely because you love them, not because you think you'll ever have your affections reciprocated. You're admiring something for its beauty without needing to own it. Feel good about being the kind of person who loves selflessly. I think someday you'll find someone who loves you in that exact same way. So that's what she said to the fan.
Some very wise words.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's really...
That's like better advice than, I don't know, any parent who's ever given that advice that good.
Yeah. Parents suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the perfect thing. Like, I'm going to, like, put that in my back pocket and be like, if I have a daughter or a son, you know, it's nice.
Yeah. It is, yeah. I thought so, too. It's, and it's, yeah, we've covered Fearless and her self-titled album, and it is, like, just when we get into Speak Now and Red, like, she really, her views on love, I guess, have become much more complex, but there's still just kind of that, yeah, just, like, sweetness and just very genuine valuing of love and feeling and stuff like that kind of carries through. So, but yeah, I thought it was really, especially like just randomly through Instagram to write something like that and Instagram, the way it works, from what I understand, I'm not real big in it, but like stuff like that just kind of disappears. Like, so it's not like I don't get the impression that she posted it like knowing that lots of other people would see it. You know, maybe like a handful. Yeah. But yeah, and she's kind of done that in the past recently, just through, I think mostly through Instagram or Facebook. She'll just acknowledge something, like if a fan tags her, she'll, write like a little funny message. But yeah, it's just kind of another cool thing with how she engages with her fans and all that. But okay, so do you want to do the bonus tracks first?
All right.
Fearless Platinum. All right. So the first one was Jump Then Fall by Taylor Swift, or written by Taylor Swift. What'd you think, Kit?
Okay, so my notes say it's cute. It's definitely, I think it sounds stronger than the bonus songs from the self-titled, for sure. And I could see this being on the album. Maybe it didn't make it because it sounds too similar to some of the other songs. But, and I did say, at the beginning I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this because it's another kind of beat made with a banjo.
Right.
And even though banjo is like, I guess, a percussive instrument, it just sounds lame to me. But I ended up thinking, pretty cute song.
Cool. Yeah, I like this one. I like it kind of, I don't know, it may have been several days since you've listened to it, but
no, I listened to it today.
Okay, so there's the change up where it's like, it starts with like jump then fall, and it's kind of bouncy, and then it's like when things go wrong, I'll catch you. Do you remember that section?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like how it changes up like that, and because it's like the song is just on the verge of you're getting tired of it, and then yeah, that's a cool part.
And I don't know if like this may just be just plain wrong, but it seemed like the kind of song that would be more likely to be written by a guy, like for a girl, like just the perspective of like, I'll catch you, or jump.
Right.
I don't know. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and she's kind of inviting him to, like, if he's, I don't know, withdrawn, not withdrawn, but yeah, if he's just kind of reluctant to really like jump into things.
It's kind of like the Pretenders song, I'll Stand By You a little bit, where she's like, hey, if you're so mad you want to cry, like, you can.
Right. That's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I guess now that you like T-Swift so much, we're not going to have a lot of conflicts.
There's some stuff I don't like.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I guess it's not good, but it's good.
It makes the podcast more interesting. I don't like stuff.
Got to get those millions. Okay. Untouchable. So this was a cover of a song by Luna Halo, which I was not familiar.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know who Luna Halo is?
No, but I was like, I've heard this song before. I have no idea who Luna Halo is, but...
Okay. Well, it's kind of like a rock song. Wait, what'd you say?
Poop. I said poop.
Poop.
Because guess what?
You liked it.
Yeah, I put it on... I'm leaving it on my iPod for a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a very rewritten song. Like, It's a cover, but it's like, her version is really different.
Well, I went on a very emotional journey with this song.
Okay.
And it's reflected in my notes.
Okay.
So I said, I think I've heard this song before. Like, it was in a movie or something. Then I said, I think this is a better kind of mellow song than some of the ones on the album. I like this better than Breathe, maybe. Is that what that song was called? Breathe? From Fearless? The one with... Yeah, okay. And then I said, it's kind of romantic.
You're talking about the one that had, like, Colby...
Yeah, Kalai or whatever. Okay. Yeah. And I said, I think I like this. It's very girly in almost a Mazzy Star kind of way. And then my next note is shit, because I think that's when I was like, oh, man, I got to put this on my... I like it. And then I said, I don't like the verses as much. They sound a little Coldplay and a little dramatic, but the pre-chorus and chorus are very pretty. Might leave this on my iPod. The line where she says little... what does she say? Little piece of heaven or little...
Yeah.
Taste of heaven.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like she's saying Little Caesar heaven to me. And then the last line was, okay, so the lyrics I was looking at, it said John Clayton Mayer is a co-writer. And I was like, is John Clayton Mayer John Mayer? Do I like a John Mayer song?
Oh, my goodness.
And I don't know the answer.
I
didn't look it up because I thought you might tell me.
Well, it says in the liner notes, written by Taylor Swift, Carrie Barlow, Nathan Barlow, and Tommy Lee James, which I'm assuming those last three are the band Luna Halo. But I don't know, that website has had stuff like that before, where it'll have some little fact that's not in the liner notes that I don't know if, like, because wouldn't they dated sometime around this period,
there's a
right?
song on here that I think is about him.
Okay, Superstar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
see, I don't know.
Made me go, that lent credence to like, oh my god, this is John Mayer has to do with this.
Okay.
And John Clayton Mayer is John Mayer, right?
I don't know his middle name. I've never...
It is!
Is it? Okay.
He's terrible.
What was his song that was big, like, 6 years ago?
I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. That was his first single? Okay. So you've never heard... Your body is a wonderland. Never heard that?
I've heard that, too. I've heard both those.
Or like, waiting on the world to change. Never heard that?
No, I've never heard that. Keep going, though.
Well, we keep on waiting. That's the whole song.
You should do a John Mayer cover band.
I should. Just Squinty McGee. That's what will be called. Okay. He sucks.
Okay. Well, just wait. There's a pretty good song about him on Speak Now, so it's really uncomfortable.
Is it about vagine?
Vagine.
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 Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's a good song. It's about
having sex with Taylor Swift.
I mean, well, it's on her album.
So.
But I mean.
So yes.
Somewhat, yes. It's about. I mean, wouldn't it be better to phrase it? It's about having sex with John Mayer.
But he wrote it.
But
he wrote a song about having sex with himself?
No, he didn't write the song. I said there's a song.
Oh, Dear John.
There's a song about him. Yeah, Dear John.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a confusion. Okay.
Don't you think Trouble is about him, too?
I have no idea. Like, people always guess, like, who they're about. I think
Trouble's about him.
I thought it was supposed to be about Harry Styles.
But that relationship happened after Red came out.
Okay. I don't know. That's going to have to be your beat, because I don't know the tabloid stuff.
All right.
I didn't even know that you were supposed to put stuff in free purses, you know? Okay. Shall we move on to the next track?
Sure.
Cool. Okay. So this is the piano version of Forever and Always.
So, why do you think they didn't put this on the album?
I don't know. I guess, like, the one that's on the album is more poppy.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I feel like this one, the music fits the lyrics a lot better.
Yeah.
But with the version that was on the album, it does sort of, the music, like, that version fits the album better. This could have, like, maybe slowed things down a bit, or I don't know. I don't know what their goal was putting the album together. But
it is a lot more rocky kind of on the album, but this just seems like objectively better.
It's such a good song. Yeah. The one thing about the piano version that doesn't, the part where she says, like, back up, baby, back up, it doesn't carry over to the piano version. It sounds like it's from a more upbeat song. Yeah, like, her voice sounds good. I like to just at the beginning, just like her voice and the piano, it just sounds, and actually it reminded me of, I used to be really into Nine Inch Nails, as you know.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a version of a song called Something I Can Never Have that he does. It's on one of his, like, deluxe editions, and it's just him on the piano, and it's really, really, like, powerful. And so I feel like maybe this was kind of my entry point into Taylor Swift, and maybe it was just kind of like that's where the crossover was, and because like intensely emotional, but then just, you know, and I mean, even like the line, "You feel so low, you can't feel nothing at all," like that could be a Nine Inch Nails lyric.
That's true.
So I feel like this is kind of maybe to pinpoint where the transition occurred.
Yeah, it's interesting that you could do the same song like that differently, because I think the pop version is still good and makes sense. It's just this is better, definitely. And I usually think, like, the less you need to get the song across, the better. So, like, if you only need piano, then only have piano, you know. Some songs need more stuff. Like, I wouldn't take any instruments away from Love Story, but this one only needed her voice and piano, and it's really good.
Yeah, well, it is, and the lyrics are really great in this song too. I don't know that I would have recognized them if not for the piano version. Like, just because then you listen to it like the album version, and it doesn't, like, it's just kind of like this song, like the lyrics are too sad for this music.
Yeah.
Come In With the Rain. Did you listen to this one?
Yeah. Taylor trope.
What was the Taylor trope? Rain?
Rain.
Yeah. So, we determined another Taylor trope, didn't we? Wasn't that off the podcast, or was that on the podcast? Taking a picture in your memory?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you listing these? Like, do you have a list of the Taylor tropes?
Yeah. And one of these songs has like 4 of them.
Okay. Nice. There's and I told you, driving back from Chicago, there was I was listening to Speak Now, and like every time, like, Kissing in the Rain would come up. Taylor trip. So what do you think about Coming With the Rain?
first of all, if this was anyone else's song, I would think the title was like, you know how like Squeeze changed Pulling Muscles for Michelle to Pulling Muscles from Michelle? I would think it was supposed to be like Coming with the Rain or whatever. But I guess probably not. But I said I wanted to like it because it sounds a little more traditional country, and the slide guitar and or cello, whichever it is, sounds cool. But I don't like it as much as the previous songs from these bonus tracks. It's just a little bit standard, but it's not bad. But I can see why it didn't make the album. But it's pretty.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Would this be considered a ballad?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, it's definitely more country than some of the other tracks on here, so I could see that. But yeah, it's also...
go ahead.
Oh, I was just the final thing I had in my note was that, listening to it carefully, it's kind of sad. It's just a very sad image, because you just kind of picture her, sitting in this dilapidated house with, her windows open or door open and just rain coming in, but she's too sad to get up and close the window or care about her house. So, sad song. It's a good song. I like it.
Yeah, and it's like I said, the country instrumentation sounds a little less added on, oh, let's make the pop beat out of a banjo. It sounds more just integral to the song.
Right.
But it just isn't as great a song as other ones. So. Right.
Superstar. You want to move to that one?
Yeah. I said first word was nope. Because I don't know, banjo. I would say banjo may be a real boner killer for me. I didn't know I hated banjo so much until I heard it on a pop album.
Right.
And then I said, so is this about John Mayer? I said I like the idea about a song about having a crush on a pop star or a rock star, and especially since she's writing for teenage girls mostly, and that's definitely a thing, And
Kit, adult men can have crushes on pop stars too. It's not just teenage girls.
That's true. But I don't think she's thinking of adult men when she writes this song.
I'm pretty sure she was.
But I guess it's a little bit less appealing from the point of view that this is someone who she could actually meet and be with, and especially if it is about John Mayer, then it's disgusting.
Right.
But it's still kind of cute, and I think it's better. I still think all these bonus tracks are better than the self-titled, than all of the self-titled bonus tracks. And there's a pretty little bell sound on it. But yeah, it's fine. It's just I don't know. It's hard from the it's a thing where her being a famous pop star kind of maybe hurts the meaning of the song a little bit, and especially John Mayer just tainted everything. So
I don't know why. I don't know if I heard this somewhere, or if I just imagined this, but I felt like it was probably one of the songs she'd written much earlier in her career before she had made it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it doesn't seem like like you're saying, this wouldn't be a feeling that a fellow celebrity would have. But I don't
know. I think she thinks of I think she still thinks of herself that way. I think if she went and saw a John Mayer show, she could write this song.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, certainly not with him anymore.
Because he's in his 30s, so he's at the time, so he's older, and
right.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, no, and it could have been about him, or
yeah.
Yeah.
This is just one where I try to be good and keep the autobiographical information from coloring how I view the songs, but the stank of Mayer is strong, so it's hard to get over.
No, yeah, fair enough. I agree. And this isn't a song that I
it's not
particularly like.
Yeah.
It's actually, and it is looking at the lyrics. Without the music, it is a little bit creepy.
Stalkery.
Right. But I mean, and it's it's a song. It's not something she's seriously, just thinking without reservation. Even the first lyric is this is wrong, but I can't help but feel like it's right or something. So she is acknowledging that, but then sort of maybe indulging in it. But then there's a line at the end you'll never see you sing me to sleep every night from the radio. But it's just, Oh, and yeah, and then so you'll never see you sing me to sleep every night from the radio, sweet sweet superstar. And it's a little strange. Like if I think if I went up and said that to like Taylor Swift or who else do I?
She'd have you arrested.
Right. Yeah, and rightfully so. I would hope so. I'm trying to think if there's any other pop stars I've liked.
But yet there are people like that I've been in love with and listened to and
right.
you know have had that. Yeah, but it's just I don't know. It's hard for a famous person to write that song, I think. Right.
Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. Oh, and I guess to answer if it's about John Mayer or not, you know, there's the capital letters, the secret messages, lyric books, and the message in that one is "I'll never tell." So we'll never know if that was
John.
Yeah, it was probably John. And there's yeah, I think
I'll
the
never
lyrics,
tell in the next album she did. So.
Right. Yeah, then she told. So and also I'll Never Tell is from
I'll Never Tell.
Yeah, what movie was that?
Brittany Murphy and like Michael Douglas or something. Don't say a word. That's what it's called, I think. And
see the film.
Who is the main guy in it? It is Michael Douglas. Damn, I'm good. All right.
Okay. So yeah, that's the first thing. Like the way I do it is I just kind of, without adding them up in my head, I just go through and scan it, and then put whatever ones are in caps. I just hit that key on the keyboard, and then I look up and see whatever the message is, and I was like, oh, that's a little creepy. So moving on to track 6. This is the final bonus track on the Platinum Edition. The Other Side of the Door. What did you think?
Taylor trope, throwing rocks at windows. Taylor trope, pouring rain. Taylor trope, his car. And I asked, does she own a car ever? Taylor trope, little black dress. 4 Taylor tropes that I
she has that
by
pink
my
truck.
count. No, but I mean in a song.
Oh.
In a song, it's always a guy's car.
Right.
She never drives anybody anywhere.
Yeah, and that's if I ever dated Taylor, which you know, it's not impossible, but that would definitely be a point of contention because I hate driving. I always make other people drive, so maybe it wouldn't work out after all.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a lot of Taylor tropes. Felt like I like the song. It's I kind of don't. I guess yeah, I like the song fine, but I kind of don't like when people do that thing where they like yeah, basically the idea is that she's told him to leave, but she wants him to stay and like chase after her. I don't think that's a good approach.
No, and yet that is a thing.
Oh, of course, people do it all the time.
Yeah.
But,
and I liked this song that it was a little bit like her. Hey, I'm not perfect. I also am. I fudged up. You know.
Right. That's true.
So.
Sure.
I kind of like the lyrics of the song, but I think it just sounds a little bland compared to the other big pop songs on the album.
Yeah.
Oh, but I did say the last verse that's like different, like the way she closes the song is pretty awesome. I like when she does that.
I'm trying to remember how that goes.
It's like one of those verses where like she says it like double time kind of.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Those are
like,
cool.
I'll leave my window open.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's.
It's
I go back.
with your face and the beautiful eyes and the conversation with the little white lies and the faded picture of a beautiful night, you carry me from your car up the stairs and I broke down. Yeah, that thing where she just says everything faster and it's like, yeah, I like it. I was looking
at Coming with the Rain lyrics.
Yeah.
Sorry. Good look.
I didn't get any sleep last night because Lee would not stop moving around.
You sound really tired.
I'm sorry.
Okay, next time. The night before a podcast, just...
I know, I tried. It wasn't my fault.
No, I'm saying just, like, make Lee sleep outside in the hallway.
Okay, I think I will. He could sleep on the couch.
There you go.
If he's going to do that shit, then he's going to have to.
Okay, so the next one, we have 2 songs that are from soundtracks. So they were just, like, one-offs for a soundtrack. We'll do Crazier when we do the music videos.
Okay.
But you want to do Today Was a Fairy Tale? Mm-hmm. Good, because we're doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I have some news.
Okay.
Well, one, like, I think it's a good song, and Stevie, I remember on the Wikipedia it says Stevie Nicks, like, loves this song, and, like, yeah, it's good. I think it's a quite a good song.
Yes, I agree. Very,
almost
very
should have been reserved for her own album as opposed to a soundtrack, but it was still a hit, so it's really good. However, so I was trying to figure out what the music videos were because I didn't know, and it's really hard to find a list anywhere because people count like, here's her performing it in like her concert video, and like, is that an official video? I don't know. So I started watching a video. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay,
I don't think there's an official video for it.
Well, there isn't, but I didn't know that. So I'm watching this video, and you have to go watch it right now. If you're online, right? Yeah, obviously. So you have to. Okay. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, I was writing notes like, oh my god, this video creeps me the fuck out. But it looked really, really professional, and it stars kids, and I'm like, I was writing like, oh, those kids are pretty, but they also look like Children of the Corn. And I said, and they're not the most dynamic performers. I don't know. This is creeping me out majorly. And then I finally, like, more than halfway through the video went like, is this an official video? And then I found out, all I had to do was read the description. But it was like, no, it's not. It's a video produced by, like, parents of these kids. But it looks amazing.
What's it called?
It's the first thing that comes out. If you look up Today Was a Fairy Tale music video, that's what came up. That's why another reason I thought it was real. It's the first thing. Taylor Swift, Today Was a Fairy Tale music video HD.
It's like a girl at a desk.
But keep going. You have to go to at least... at least like a minute in. But it looks like really real. It looks like a freaking Taylor Swift video, except for how
I mean, the video quality
kids look
is
like
good.
Normal kids. Yeah.
Well, and she does have a video that has kids in it. On Red.
Mean?
Does Mean? No,
Mean
I was thinking the one.
Has a little kid in it.
Yeah, it does. I was thinking the one from Red that has her and Ed Sheeran.
Okay. That boy scares me. Don't you think?
Are you talking about how he like spins around and becomes like a
But then like I don't know. This is the part where I'm like, oh my god, this is scaring the crap out of me because
this is a little scary. It's kind of like scary in the way that those Precious Moments dolls are.
Yeah,
scary.
well, like I don't want to see a little girl playing a grown-up, really.
Right, and I don't like her listening.
Unless it's like Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway,
wait, what did you say about Taxi Driver?
unless it's Taxi Driver, and she's like.
But what? Yeah. Oh, we don't want to. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, this video is kind of distracting. Uh-oh, she fell off her bike. Yeah, this is weird.
The girl's a better actor than the boy.
Oh, it's not a competition, kid.
But no, but the boy is like basically like the kid they hired to be in the video. Like the boy is like the son of the guy who made the video, and the girl is the reason the video was made. So I would kind of expect her to be less. Yeah.
This has got 13 million views.
I know. I think it's because there's no video for this song.
This is a good reason to make a video for every song.
Mm-hmm.
Like Weird Al does. Yeah, this is creepy.
It's a fancy video, though.
It is. Yeah, I think if I had kids, I wouldn't do this with them, but
I guess if they wanted to, you would.
Is that what it says in the description, that she wanted to?
Well, it says that she loved Taylor Swift. The girl does look like she's enjoying it to me, in that she's selling it as a performer fairly well. He is. That's a sociopath. I'm sorry.
Who?
That boy.
Oh.
There's nothing behind the eyes.
All right. Well, thanks for making me watch that.
Yeah, if the cops come beating down your door, let me know. Give me a heads up.
I don't think it's that creepy of a video.
All right. What's next?
Ooh. Good God. Well, let's talk about the song. I don't want that to be... I love this song. I don't
it's
want
a great song.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just, I don't really know what... Because the lyrics are pretty fluffy.
Right. Well, and this is... I remember specifically on Jezebel, as a matter of fact, people giving her a lot of guff about... Taylor Swift giving her a lot of guff about...
I know what you're going to say.
Oh, do you?
I bet I know it's a specific line that they don't like.
Oh, I don't know about that. I was just like, people always were like, oh, she thinks she's a princess and blah, blah, blah. But like, like I really, really like this song. And you got fairy tales, you got princesses, princes, damsels in distress, magic is specifically mentioned.
But I also like the line that's like, I wear a dress, you wear a dark gray t-shirt and told me I was pretty. Like that stuff where it's like, that's actually what it would would actually happen, and it's still nice, you know? Like,
yeah. Hey, speaking of dark gray T-shirts, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, she's a fan.
Yeah. But yeah. So, but I like. I mean, that's. I guess I can understand why some people think that's silly, but like I really like. She doesn't do that. She doesn't really. She's dropped the princess image, I guess, from what I can tell. But like, yeah, I just like that sort of like love is a magical feeling, so it makes sense to kind of surround it with that sort of imagery. So I don't know. I remember people not liking that. And that's one thing I've always liked better. The fearless and speak now eras, I guess. I like the princess crap. I like the princess crap. So, but I get why people make fun of it. But I also think that's like, it's probably a Taylor trope, but she's definitely moved on from it. And I think for people who are like, you know, in 2014, it's like, oh, I don't listen to Taylor Swift. She's all princessy and crap. It's you know, get with the times, you know. Anyways, did you have anything else to add?
No, I just think I don't think it's as good as Love Story, but I think it's a really, it's just a good song. Yeah,
good little tune. Okay, well, now that you've had me watch that creepy music video that wasn't official, shall we move on to the? Actually, you know, what if the people who made that video listen to this podcast?
They won't.
Okay. Well, you did a good job, guys.
Yeah, it looks amazingly professional, and the little girl is really cute. And you know what? The little boy is really cute. He just looks like a sociopath. That's all I'm saying.
Let's just leave it at he's really cute. We'll just say, okay. So, good job, everybody, on that video. Now let's move on to the official music videos. And I thought we'd probably just do them in order. Does that work for you? Well, so the first video was Change. And I think talking about that first will allow us to revisit some confusion from the last episode.
So what do you mean it's the first video?
Just like the order they were released in.
So Change was... See, I'm really confused by that, because Change was not the first single, right?
I don't know. I don't really know how singles work.
How do you know Change was the first video?
It was the first listed in Wikipedia, which had them in chronological order, supposedly.
But that's so confusing to me, because I think I confused that with Change was the first single. And that was... I don't know. So does that mean, when does that mean it was released?
I don't know. It would have been before the election.
All right.
So you could be right. Okay, well, let's, to summarize what the misunderstanding was, because a lot of this took place off camera, so to speak. But toward the end of the episode, when I was starving and unable to string a coherent thought together, Kit, we listened to this was the final track on Fearless, and Kit thought that it was a barely coded pro-Obama propaganda.
That's so unfair.
It's deliberately unfair. So, and I thought that she was kind of, the thing politically about the song for me is more like, it's sort of like the easy kind of teenage revolution sentiment, like, you know, like, oh man, you know, the system's busted, we got to fix it, you know. And we talked about like Green Day and kind of that like teenage punk type of thing, which that's what I was talking about when I said there may be some things you take, you have a problem with politically. So then afterward, like midway through the conversation, I figured out you were talking about Obama, because his campaign slogan was like hope and change. Mm-hmm. And you hate Obama with a fiery passion. And so, and you know, of course I don't. I love and support our president, regardless of party or race. I'm Kit, you know, sorry. No, but yeah, so that was the confusion. So are you standing by your controversial theories that this was propaganda, or what do you? Well,
thank you for that fair articulation of my beliefs about the song. So first of all, another one of Obama's official slogans was "Change we can believe in."
Okay.
So just to put that out there. Now, when you said there may be some political things in this song or whatever you said, I didn't think, oh, it's going to be about Obama. Like, I didn't go, oh, it's going to... I would never have assumed it was a political song. I think maybe I'd seen the word revolution in the lyrics, and I was like, oh, it's going to be, like, Green Day-ish. Which I don't associate with, like, an actual, like, political stance, just more of a, like, adolescent kind of thing. That I find, you know, at best humorous, but usually just kind of annoying and like and silly.
Okay, yeah. So we were kind of on the same
Yeah.
wavelength there. Yeah.
And there was no like, oh, let me analyze it. It was just as soon as like, oh, this song's called Change, and I think before you played it, you said like, oh yeah, this came out, blah blah blah, it came out in 2008. And it was called Change. That's with just that information. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's a reference to the campaign, because that was so ubiquitous. Like I don't know, I'm trying to think of like an example of what you could do, something you could put out now where like, even if you didn't mean it that way, everyone would associate it with that, just because of like what's in the air right now. I can't think of an example. What's like, I don't know, yeah, like if you put out a song called the 99%, you know, a couple of years ago, even if it had nothing to do with that, people would be like, this has to be about that, right? You know? And so that's how I felt about it. It was just like, oh, 2008, song called Change.
Right.
Then we get to the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, well, this is, like, using political imagery, at least, to talk about, like, whether it's an adolescent experience or her career or whatever. So that just seemed to make it more the case. I'm like, okay, something is getting... some wires are crossing here. This has to be, and then, yeah, I was like, and she released this as the first video, which I see no reason to do that. It also looks like, to me here's the thing, it looked like a somewhat hastily thrown together video, and here's why I think she released it as the first video. And this may be something you don't know.
Okay.
It was a theme for the Summer Olympics.
Oh, okay.
They, like... somebody approached her, she approached, somehow it ended up being like, that was Beijing, right? 2008?
Yeah.
And it was like the Team USA, one of the songs that was like a theme for them. So I think that's why the video came out so early, and that's would also explain why there were red, white, and blue lights in the video, which without knowing that it was for the Olympics, you show me the video and you're like, there's nothing in the video that's like, would imply that. And I'm like, yeah, there are. Like, so it's just all of these symbols coming together. And to be honest, like, I don't think I'm like a conspiracy theorist crackpot. And I also don't think
they never do.
I know. And I also don't think, like, even if she did write a song about that, or that happened to fit kind of well with that, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have a problem with that. I just, like, it's to me, the best example I can give is like, okay, yeah, if you wrote a song called 99%, you're not going to convince me that you weren't somehow influenced.
It was just a
that.
song. It was a song about my math test. I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. And once you said that, I kind of like, it had just never, you know, I'm kind of stupid. It had never occurred to me that could possibly be what it was about, or like just even like some sort of motivation for it. But yeah, the Olympics really, I think that does kind of explain a lot of it. Just because I mean, that I remember in 2008, that was definitely still like a very still that was a loaded term sort of thing. So yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that.
Okay.
I just like to give you a little hard time about it because it's fun. So yeah, the video is real standard.
And I do think it looks hastily thrown together. Like, it doesn't, and I think that's because they wanted something for the Olympics, which was kind of way before the album came out. So it probably is hastily thrown together.
Right.
But that does help explain, the red, white, and blue lights being for Team USA. Although, like I said, nothing would convince me that it doesn't have something to do with, at least with that ethos that was out there at the time.
The Olympics, so Summer Olympics are like June, right?
They start, I thought they were like July and August.
Okay, so yeah, by then they would definitely have picked the candidate and everything. But toward the beginning... Yeah, toward the beginning of 2008, though, it was still kind of up in the air, I think. It was either Hillary or Obama. So I don't think the slogan would have been hope and change or whatever change you can believe in.
Well, it would have, though. He would have already had his campaign materials prepared, I think. Like, he would have had the sunrise symbol, like, good to go, even though he wasn't the candidate yet, right?
Possibly. I don't know.
We're probably both sound like idiots, but...
Yeah. So yeah, I have no idea, but
yeah, his book was called Change We Can Believe In from
Okay.
the book he wrote.
Oh, like his
2008. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. That seems like it was so long ago when he was.
I know.
That's weird. But yeah. See, and I was just so busy listening to Fearless all the time that I had no idea what was going on around me.
Yeah. You thought that Obama was inspired by Taylor Swift's song.
Yeah. He's got my vote. So I think that was all I had. Oh yeah, the one thing I will say about the video, although it's pretty standard, it's she does this when she spins her hair or she spins her head and her blonde hair like flies all over the place. I'm consistently amazed. It's like watching fireworks. It's beautiful. But that's like all the videos. She has kind of the same hair style throughout.
In the Journey to Fearless DVD, like when she takes off the band hat and she like shakes all her hair out. Right. Which she can't do anymore.
No, she's got shorter hair now.
Yeah.
But she still looks good. She it just doesn't look like an explosion,
Yeah.
But she'll get back there, maybe. Who knows? She got it figured out. She knows what she's doing. So Love Story is the next video. And we've got a behind the scenes video that went along with this. So the video, pretty good. I think you got a decent hunk in this one.
Yeah, I will agree that is maybe the best guy she's picked so far, but there's just this Cro-Magnon quality to all the men in her videos so far. Except for Steven from Whitehorse.
Well, and then the guy from the You Belong With Me video.
Yeah, he is, though. That's a forehead.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
He looked like a low blonde teenager.
He's from the Hannah Montana movie.
Right.
And I like him. I think he was on an episode of Comedy Bang Bang where he like played an Indiana Jones version of Scott Aukerman, and he was really funny. It was him and the kid from Corey in the house, and That's So Raven. And he was really funny, so I now like him. She seems to have a type though that's just very like, I don't know, just a slight Neanderthal edge to the guys that she picked so far. I mean, and John Mayer fits with that.
Yeah, he's got a weird face.
Yeah. He looks like a guy who's been punched in the face.
Yeah.
He's like reacting to being punched in the face.
Okay, so who's uglier, John Mayer or Marc Maron?
John Mayer.
Okay. What about Nathan Rabin?
I don't think Marc Maron's ugly.
Right, but we're trying to start a feud with everybody so we get more attention.
Well, I don't want to say Nathan Rabin is ugly.
Why not? I don't even know what he looks like.
I do. He looks like he looks like a snake.
Like a cute snake?
He looks like Voldemort.
Yeah. Oh, I think I have seen him. He's bald.
When I said he looks like Voldemort, you were like, oh
yeah. Yeah. I have seen him. Okay, that's enough. Enough feuding. I don't want to get too nasty here. So yeah. Well, one thing about the hunk though, from the Love Story video, he looked like appropriate to like a Jane Austen adaptation.
Yes, I agree with that. Even though the time periods are all over the effing place in that video.
Yeah.
And the dress that she wears, like when she's on the balcony and running out in the field, is a really pretty dress.
Yeah, that was
really nice.
I liked in the behind the scenes where she just like couldn't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't quite very comfortable. But yeah, I also liked the behind the scenes part. I think we watched this together.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, and she's just like, Mom! Like she's yelling from the window, and she's like, Mom, I won a Teen Choice Award! That was good. And then you skipped over it, but the spooky spider on her dress when they're riding, that was pretty great. But yes. So yeah, decent video. Definitely.
I know, it's not really as good as the song.
Right.
But the song makes me like the video more, too.
Yeah. I can see it. Yeah, because this was your podcast or your iPod song, right?
Yeah, this is her best song according to me.
This is your favorite?
Yeah. So. And I don't expect it to be beaten. I think it is a transcendent song. It's perfect.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. Do you want to do the White Horse video?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you got? I don't have a whole lot on this, so.
I also have seen them making the video on this. I remember
Right.
I didn't rewatch it, but back in the day I watched it.
Okay, I watched it recently, and there was one moment I really liked, but you go ahead and go ahead.
I hate this video.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's horrible. And I'm like, so I'll just go through my notes. So
Okay.
I said, hate it. I hate Steven What's-His-Face from Laguna Beach. I said, I think she's a naturally emotive person, and it works really well when she like is performing in concert, and it adds a lot to her performance, and she's good at like emoting in her voice too, but it just does not seem to translate into acting ability. And then I said, this video is effing horrible. The little scenes where her friend tells her he's cheating, which, like, the song
Right.
tells you that. Like, you don't need a dumb scene where two non-actresses tell each other that, ugh. And then
I really liked that part, though, because it's like, it seems really weird that, like, her friend knew this in advance and then waited until they were having coffee one day.
yeah.
Like, hey, by the way, like, now that you're really, like, deep in love with this guy, something you should know about him.
And the phrase, what does she say? What's the phrase she says? Is like, there's something you don't know about him, or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
she says it really weird. Like, why would she know and Taylor wouldn't?
Right, exactly. And I thought it was funny that she knew, and they're friends, and she just waited, and
Yeah.
she was kind of like, hey, by the
So-
way.
What? Yeah, exactly. And I said, oh my god, I hate this video. There aren't even cute clothes, because she wears the same sad gray sweater the whole time.
Yeah.
And I said, no matter who's in the video, so like even if I don't hate one of them, I don't want to just watch two people cuddle and put their noses together for the entire video.
Right.
And then I said, I love I love the way she catches him cheating. I love it so much. Like,
Yeah.
he's not, like, in bed with somebody. He's not at a club with somebody. He's not out on a date with somebody. He's not kissing her. Nothing. He's walking up to a woman's house with a baguette, some bananas, and a bag of chips in a grocery bag. And, like this video is so boring, boring and low key.
Yeah.
And then the thing that breaks her heart is seeing him walk up. Like, you're not allowed to go to a woman's house when you
Right.
have a girlfriend.
No, but
It's-
that's the thing. That's, like, the lyrics are that he's two-timing her.
Yeah.
But, like, the video, I think the plot is supposed to be that he's, like, in a relationship with this other woman, and Taylor's, like, the other woman.
Yeah, he has like a family.
Right, exactly. Which is
but
why
see-
it's funny to me that her friend apparently knew and then just didn't mention it until, like, coffee one day.
Here's what I think.
Okay.
I think he's a Meals on Wheels delivery person. And she's
she hates charity.
pissed. Yeah, she's pissed that, like, hey, you blew me off so you could go deliver food to poor people.
So.
And then
'cause,
he
yeah.
lied about it for some reason.
Right. And they cut away. Her friend's like, there's something you should know.
Yeah.
So maybe all she says is, like, he does
They
meals on
never
Wheels.
say cheating.
That's true.
Except the song is obviously about that. But it's
Right.
so and I said worst video ever.
Yeah.
And then I love the end. There's like that brief scene of flashbacks where like he asks her to take him back
Right.
or whatever, and then it goes through, and obviously the only footage in the flashback is footage from the video, but the video only had like 2 scenes in it, so it's like they were together for the couple of hours they spent on the couch is
Right.
what is the impression. Like, all the good memories she has are just of them putting their noses together for one afternoon on the couch. It's
Right.
funny how sexless the video is, because like they aren't, like, they could be brother and sister for all I know, and then he's not his cheating on her consists of bringing food to another lady.
Right.
It's such a bad video. Ugh.
It is.
Ugh.
It's fun, though. It's definitely bad, but I'm having a good time
Yeah.
dissing it. But yeah, it seemed to me like one of my only notes was it seems much more like a VH1 or CMT video than an MTV video.
Yeah. Well, it also seems more like an acting reel for her than like, because
Yeah.
the scenes were like, oh, I need to be like crying and like sliding down the wall by a fireplace. And it's not
Yeah.
good.
Well, okay, that takes us kind of to the behind the scenes segment,
Mhm.
which you said you hadn't watched for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, they do, like, she talks about how she, like, had to act like she was crying in front of all these people. It was kind of tricky, but, like, I get the impression from the behind the scenes that none of them were, like all of them kind of thought that it was a ludicrous video as well, like that it was cheesy. So
they should have made it like a soap opera then. Like that would have been cool to have like this genuinely emotional song and just have like a, you know, a Telemundo soap opera video to go with it would be fine. Right. But I mean, you hire somebody from Laguna Beach, which is legitimately a soap opera.
Yeah, I've never seen Laguna Beach. But my only other note was in the behind the scenes video, there's a part where she's got, she's just hanging out or whatever in her trailer, and she's talking about this birthday book, which is like an astrological book.
Oh, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
But there's this part where she's like looking at it, and she's reading from her birthday. She's like, it says people born on December 13th often express themselves better through writing than through speech. And she just gets this like stunned look on her face, like, oh my, like how could they possibly know? That was my favorite part of the behind the scenes segment. But yeah, definitely not my favorite video overall. It was a bit silly. Mm-hmm. So, Crazier. That was, I think, the next video that was released.
Which is really just a performance video from the movie, right?
Yeah, it's just
I've seen the movie. Yeah.
Did you like the song?
No.
No. You don't like the song?
No, I think it seemed. I said she gave Hannah Montana the shaft. Like I think she saved. It's just not. Just having listened to those bonus tracks right before, I was like, oh, those are all better, I think, than this song.
Okay.
It's just a little bit bland. I don't.
I like the sound of the, I don't know what it is, like a guitar effect or what, but just at the very beginning.
It's kind of like slide guitar.
Yeah, that must be it.
Yeah.
I really like that sound. And yeah, I just like the song.
Again, it's another song where she has more legitimate, like, country instrumentation, and it's just a sappier song than some, I don't know. Yeah. It's okay. I'd rather she was doing, I don't know, what should she have given to this movie? Like,
I've never seen the movie.
Jump Then Fall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
shall we move on to her, my favorite video of hers?
Okay.
You Belong With Me?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. I got some notes.
All right.
Should I go ahead? I like the Junior Jewels t-shirt. I like I guess that was the name of the band that Caitlin, her fiddle player or whatever, was in. I think that's funny. I like Goth Hoodie Taylor, who we just see for a minute, like a second in the mirror when she's like changing through all her outfits. Again, her hair looks incredible in this video. And then also, this is just going down my notes. There's not much order. But like Evil Taylor kind of looks like Michelle Trachtenberg from Pete and Pete. Well, more from later projects.
Buffy or something.
Yeah, Buffy. And then Evil Taylor perplexingly abandons the male, whatever his name was, the guy from the video. What is his name?
Oh, I don't know his name. The Hannah Montana guy, you mean?
Yeah, the blonde guy.
Whatever his name is.
She like abandons him at the moment that his like social value would be the highest. She's, like when he gets that touchdown or whatever, then she just like goes to the other foot. I thought that was kind of confusing.
Pretty. Yeah.
So she's not even like a social climber. She's just mean. So yeah. Then the other notes I had was from the behind the scenes part. So do you wanna? What did you think about the video itself?
Well, it does not.
Sorry.
It does not. It's unfortunate because it's a song, as we spoke about in the last episode. This is a song that I think is a great pop song, but just doesn't appeal to me as much because I find the lyrics to be mean. Just in my opinion, they're a little bit mean, and the video does not help that. But yeah, and as we also referenced last time, I think the fact that she plays both characters is a huge mistake.
Right.
I totally get it as a gimmick for the video.
Maybe
it's fine to watch, like without the content of the song. I have no problem watching her play like the evil version and the nice version, but in the sense of the song, and I do not believe that it's like an attempt at commentary on the bitchiness of the song. It's just.
Don't you think though that having her play both keeps it from being just like, hey, I'm Taylor Swift and I'm such a good lady, but here's some other lady who's a mean lady, you know, like since she plays both, it's kind of like acknowledging the duality of her character, or like,
but
you know,
it sends,
not really.
it completely undermines the message of the song, which is that there are some girls who are just great girls and some girls who are just bitches because they don't like the same music that the guy likes.
Yeah.
And so if you want to play, I just think I'm just trying to put myself, like, if I was a 13-year-old girl watching this and like feeling awkward and like, okay, here's Taylor Swift offering a message that I think is probably trying to speak to me. Oh, look, this gorgeous millionaire successful musician with like the longest legs on earth and like super skinny and long beautiful hair, looks like a freaking angel, is playing the one who's supposed to be me and the one who I'm supposed to hate. Like,
right.
Yeah, look, she can pull off the girl with, you know, with big tits and you know, who everyone wants to F, like, as well.
So you can say tits, but not fuck.
I'll say fuck. I'd love to say fuck.
Right. Well, we've kind of abandoned
good.
cleanliness. So.
All right.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. I guess I'm not a lady, so I don't.
I would not find that. Well, think about it. I don't know. If there was a musician who was like, I don't know, if John Mayer had a video where he played the hot guy and the loser, and it wasn't like a Foo Fighters video, like, that would be annoying. But
it's already annoying anyways.
It's already annoying anyways, exactly.
I think it comes more from a place of not liking John Mayer.
Oh, I'm talking about this song is already annoying. This Taylor Swift song.
No, I'm saying, like, if that was the case, like,
yeah,
if he did a video like that. So yeah, in this case, but you like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody that I like who, if they did that, I wouldn't like it.
Right. Because, like, I don't know. I don't...
Like, if Jack White did that.
But he is, well...
He's stunning.
Do you think so?
Oh, my God. I love him. He's the sexiest man on earth.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey, there's probably people who think Taylor Swift looks like a praying mantis, so...
Right. Yeah, there's people who don't find her that good looking. But, yeah. No, Jack White, I think he's like a good looking dude, but he is weird looking, like...
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. He's weird looking, but he's from
that's
another planet.
So, if he did a video... Plus, he's really funny, so if he did a video where he was playing two roles or something, like, it would probably be funny. I don't know. I guess what I was going to say, though, is, like, since I'm not a lady... wasn't a lady in middle school either, or high school, that I can kind of hear what you're saying, but it's just not something that bothers me about the video.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but yes, I guess. Well, yeah,
it's
behind
kind
the
of
scenes,
the she's all that thing. It's the she's all that thing of like, oh look, you took her glasses off and took her hair out of a ponytail, and she looks perfect.
And I love that. I don't like that movie that much, but
I love that trope. Like, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, inspiring in any way.
That's true. I don't draw inspiration from She's All That. But yeah, okay. Well, further notes on, maybe we're kind of touching on this. I called it nerdsploitation. Mm-hmm. But, like, the video, this is from behind the scenes. The video director, his name is Roman something. I don't remember what it was. But he seems like a legitimate nerd.
Yes.
So if we view the video more like coming from his voice, does that become less, does it bother you less with Taylor playing both roles and just, like, the message of the song? No? Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah, and it's
because even if it was someone who's, like, a hideous nerd, even if that were the person performing the song, I'd still think it's a bitchy song.
But yeah, just kind of going, the notes from the behind-the-scenes thing I had, like, you know, Taylor is clearly, like, the popular girl, if you were to categorize her in the high school archetypes. But I thought there was some good evidence for this in the behind-the-scenes. I guess the director handed her, like, manga, those little comic books, and she called them little anime books, which I thought was fun.
That's what I would call them.
Right. Well, yeah, and I'm not a big into manga, but, like, I know that if you called them that in front of somebody who was, they would be outraged. Like,
and even if I called them manga, I would call them manga. So.
Yeah. So I just I'm from now on, I'm going to call them little anime books.
Okay.
But there's also a part, there's like a minute long where she's just blowing into a clarinet and it's squeaking terribly. And then she like turns it around and starts playing it like she doesn't start playing it, but like she had it backwards basically.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty amusing. But yeah, I guess the point of that was that she's definitely, she may have been kind of an underdog at various points in her life, but by this time, by 2008 or 9 or whatever, she's kind of she's the pretty popular girl. But
you know how people talk about like when your friend has a baby and they just want to show you pictures of their baby on their phone?
Yes, I've heard that's something that happens.
Okay, that's kind of like how I think it might be when you talk about what you think is cute that Taylor Swift does.
Okay, fair enough. Wait.
You shouldn't stop doing it, but it's funny.
Little anime books is pretty funny, though. Right? I mean, that's, like, outside of my love for T Swift. Like, that's something that's funny.
Well, I would call him that, so I don't know.
Little anime. Well, that's true. But so the clarinet maybe was that way.
Or, like, that thing where she, like, spins her hair around.
Right. And then when she's looking at the birthday book.
Yeah.
That looks she was in her face. So, yeah, maybe I'll stop sharing.
No, don't stop. Please don't stop. I hesitate to say that because I don't want you to stop doing it. But that is what it's like.
But, yeah, she's funny, you know? I enjoy that. So that was all my notes for that. The only other thing I had was for this video, this was the video that at the VMA Awards, Kanye interrupted her. So did we want to discuss that incident at all, or had we kind of decided?
I think we said last time we don't want to.
Okay.
I don't know what there is to discuss about it.
Yeah, I don't really either. I remember that being like a big thing.
It was a huge deal, but it was a pretty simple situation. He was a huge dick, and it helped her career.
Right, that's what, I guess if it has any significance.
It hurt him, and it helped her.
Right. Did it hurt? Yeah.
All's right with the world.
Did it hurt him? Like, people
were
mad?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was a legitimate threat to his career, and he bounced back, clearly.
Right.
And I think he is personally. I think he is a musical genius, but I kind of think she's a musical genius too, and she's never done that. So.
Right, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Well put. I agree. I concur. So next video was the best day, which was all kind of home video. The only thing I had on this is another. Almost in a literal way, sharing baby pictures. But the little baby Taylor at the beginning of the video, her mom says,
I know,
I can't remember what she says.
Nice today.
So, yeah, and then Taylor's like, thanks for saying that.
Oh, thank you so much, or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, but she's still, like, she always in interviews says, like, thank you so much for saying that.
I thought that, too. Like, she said thank you twice to her mom for saying that she looked pretty.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I can't really comment on this. And it was, like... I think it makes for something less indulgent in that it was like she just made it for her mom and they were like, hey, why don't you put this out on the album, put it out on a video.
Right.
And so it's like, fine. I will say I think Beyonce used home movies better in her.
I haven't seen that.
It's really cool.
What should you
do? You should look. I think she's done it more than once, but the video for Grown Woman, which is a great song, she uses like footage of herself like rehearsing when she was like 12, 13, and it's really great.
So for the video for 15, which one was this?
Yeah, we watched that together. That's the one that's like animated with Abigail in it.
Oh yeah, it's like all blue screen.
Yeah, and that also had a behind the scenes. I think we agreed that the effects are like really pretty actually, and she looks really pretty. It's just a pretty video.
Yeah.
But the ending is goofy.
I was gonna say my note was at the end, Taylor in all black passes on her words of warning to a high school freshman who innocently nods, unaware of the horrors that await her.
But in reality what happens is she stands outside of school and stares at a girl.
Right, and the girl kind of
sees her staring at her.
Yeah, she kind of gives her a look and then looks back at her friend.
And it also is like the whole video takes place in that animation world except for the ending, so I didn't like that. But the animation was pretty.
So do you think that's what the inside of Taylor's mind actually looks like?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I wonder, at least at this point, I wonder if maybe that's what it really, I wonder how accurate of a representation that was. But yeah, I guess I had one other note. Where is this? I think I had this in the wrong section. I accidentally put this on the best day. But when Abigail is in the convertible with the guy, like he just, like nothing happens. He just cools on her immediately, like abruptly.
Yeah, I don't know. The narrative in some of these videos is always slightly flawed.
Right. I just thought it was a little funny. It wasn't like, this video is not realistic. I don't, But yeah, it's just kind of another one of those things maybe where they have taken lyrics which imply sexuality, but then to show it in a video, they weren't able to, like you couldn't really show stuff. So he just kind of like is sitting there in the car and there's like, nope, sorry, lady. So yeah, last video then. Wait, did you have, was for
No,
15?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. Last video was Fearless, which was concert footage, fans.
It was all blown out too, right? Like it looked all weird.
It had like a film-looking filter on it.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was. It looked had the same aesthetic as like the Jersey Shore or something.
Exactly. Like just show the concert footage.
I thought some of the little chalk animations were kind of cool, but yeah, I agree. Like I would have rather just seen the concert footage.
Yeah.
So that's the music videos.
Okay.
Moving on to miscellany.
Okay, I have a question though that we can cut out. We were talking about saving collaborations for a future episode. Do you want to do that? Because that would mean we wouldn't talk about Thug Story or Def Leppard in this episode. Or should we just keep going chronologically like we have been?
Well, there's several collaborations we haven't done yet. So, like at this point, there were like 4 or 5 by this point that we could have covered.
Okay. I want to do those. I find that to be an interesting thing to do. Like the most enjoyable thing for me to watch was the Def Leppard thing.
So do you have a lot to say about Def Leppard?
Not a lot, but yeah, kind of.
Okay, well then I have very little to say about Def Leppard, but let's do Thug Story, but not do Def Leppard until we do the collaboration.
Okay, but you're going to have to come up with all the collaborations that she's done, because I want to do the John Mayer thing, all that.
Right, I've got them all.
Maybe Stevie Nicks at the Grammys or wherever that was too.
That'd be a good one because that was a kind of
controversial.
A disaster.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, even Taylor was like had said that she was really upset by that. Just her voice was really off that night. Okay, so yeah, I've got pretty much every collaboration that's been officially released. So maybe I can dig in and try and find like live performance. Oh yeah, and there's actually a really, really good Coldplay cover she's done.
Okay.
I know she covered a Rihanna song live. So that would be a good kind of bonus episode.
I like that.
Okay, so we will...
Collaborations and covers kind of episode.
Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, but let's go ahead and do Thug Story. I don't have a lot to say about it, but...
Nor do I.
But yeah, we'll cover it now just because that wasn't like officially... That was kind of like a joke for like a TV show kind of collaboration. Okay, it's back to the show. So what we're going to do for miscellany then, we've decided we're going to do the CMT Crossroads she did with Def Leppard. We're going to do that on a future episode for collaborations and covers. So for what we're going to do today, there was an MTV show called Once Upon a Prom that she appeared on. We can discuss that a bit, and then we're going to do Thug Story, and then we might touch on Journey to Fearless a little, which I didn't finish the whole thing.
Me neither, but I watched some of it. Okay,
so we're about done. Do you want? Let's do Thug Story first. Does that work for you?
Sure.
Okay. So this was on an award show, if I remember correctly, and it was her and what's the guy's name? T-Pain?
Yes.
Okay. Is he still around? He was big like a few years ago.
I think he's still around, but not like. I mean, to me, the biggest thing he did was On a Boat. I'm on a boat.
Right. Okay.
Which wasn't even a real song, so.
Wasn't he also like he was like famous?
He was Mr. Autotune.
Autotune, yeah, okay. So yeah, I don't know. I thought Thug Story was funny. I guess she wrote those lyrics herself. But yeah, I don't know. I thought she was kind of channeling her inner Weird Al. That was all I really said about it. Which is, what you got, Kit?
I said I think if I tried to rap, it would sound just like this, and that is to say, like Kids Bop.
Kids Bop. Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, the lyrics were funny though, right? Like baking cookies. You didn't think so?
No, the only line that made me laugh when she said in my extra small white T-shirt, I think, made me laugh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, gosh.
Yeah. No, it didn't work.
What a grouch.
For me. Sorry. I'll leave it to Weird Al.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously. So once
it was funny that it just said like, which again, I mean, I can't really make fun of it because it's exactly how I would sound, but I don't try to rap, so.
Right.
Even as a joke.
Right. I thought she did fine rapping.
No, but the sound of the voice is craziness.
Oh, so you're saying it doesn't... Right,
Sounds like Kids Bop.
Right, okay. But so not necessarily that she had poor flow.
She had great flow. Do not get me wrong.
I thought so, too.
She's a true talent.
Right.
True talent. I mean, you hear the street in her voice.
That's not what flow is, though. It's not about the street specifically. It's a rhythmic thing.
She does not have flow.
I thought she had decent flow.
Here's the highest compliment I can pay. Probably had better flow than you would.
That's probably true. Probably true.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll agree Taylor Swift is great. So
Taylor
moving
Swift's
on.
a great rapper.
She's the best.
If she ever needs, if this country pop thing doesn't work out for her,
right,
she could get a legit career in rap.
Probably.
Yeah.
I agree. Maybe her next album will be a hip hop album.
Oh, if there's a God.
No, she's already said something like to the effect of like nobody wants to hear me rap.
Again.
I can't remember what the context was, but this is a joke. If somebody said something as a joke in an essay, and then you're like, this part doesn't make any sense. Like you wouldn't be like.
But it's not. But it's not a funny joke. Therefore, it's serious.
It's funny because typically a hip hop superstar would be going on about like how much money they had, how bad they were.
I understand how they hoped it might be funny, but it's not.
Right. No, but I'm saying the contrast because her lyrics then.
Yes, I'm saying yes. The conceit.
No, Kit. No. Let me explain this. Her lyrics are about like baking cookies and not going to the club, whereas most lyrics would be about not baking cookies but going to the club. So there's kind of a humor there where she's taken one thing, and then she's taken something that exists and then kind of turned it on its head, and so that's cause for laughter.
Oh, you're right. It's hilarious.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, you just didn't get it.
I love it.
Right, good. Okay, that's all we need.
Fuck Weird Al.
Hey, wait a minute. We may have gone a step too far. Okay, so Once Upon a Prom, MTV show. Did you watch that this week, or it was just you saw it like years ago?
No, I watched it after you left.
Okay, cool. I thought it was good. Although
yeah, it was very good.
It brought up a lot of feelings, emotions.
I know. Even for me.
Yeah. Did you go to your prom?
Yeah, I went to 3 proms.
Oh, wow. 3 proms. That's cool. Wow, you must have been a cool kid.
Well, the first one, I was like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's no point to any of this. And then the second one, I went to because I actually had a boyfriend, and it was actually really fun. It's much more fun when your friends are, like, actually graduating and, like, that. And then I went to Wesley and Lee's senior prom when I was a freshman in college, and that was, like, they went to, like, ghetto school, so it was, like, for our prom, we went to downtown Portland. For their prom, they came to our town.
Right.
That was fancy.
Right.
So, yeah, it was terrible. We left after, like, 15 minutes. But, yeah, prom kind of sucks, but is its own thing, I guess. At my school, I don't know what it was. I mean, you're more country than I am, but at my school, like, a guy ended up, like, in just a vest with no shirt and a cowboy hat, just, like, dancing to, what's that, Cotton Eye Joe. I'm just like, good God, we're from the suburbs of Portland. We're not from Alabama.
I hope you actually did say, good God.
I think I probably did.
Yeah, good. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went to 2 proms, and I didn't really. Yeah, I don't know. They were fine. I never really got dances that much. I mean, I don't dance, so.
Well, and they don't play good. My problem is they play the worst music on earth, and that's a huge barrier for me.
Right.
I will not dance to shitty songs.
Right. Yeah,
And
really
that's
the only
all
thing.
they play.
Yeah, except Cotton Eye Joe's a pretty good song.
Yes, with the exception of Cotton Eye Joe.
Right. Okay. Yeah, the only thing I remember about my senior prom, or maybe no, this is my junior prom, was that they had a chocolate fountain, and you could dip like strawberries in it, and it ran continuously. And,
yeah, I've had one of those at a party that I threw.
Right. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so prom. I don't know. I guess I went to both of my proms like with dates, but I still feel like I missed like a prom experience somehow. Maybe because the actual prom experience, as advertised, is so out of reach, anyways.
But think about. I mean, I don't think. I know what you mean, and yet. Prom is a big, tacky pile of horse shit, and that's exactly what I got all 3 times.
That's true.
So, and the second one was actually managed to transcend it a little bit, because like all my friends who probably like wouldn't go to prom if we weren't all going together were there, and yeah. So, but yeah, I didn't get the. I don't know. Like when you watch movies, like again, to bring up She's All That again. Like that kind of stuff. Like no, it's not like that. But I just it's awful. It's a 17-year-old's idea of class.
Right.
It's not gonna be classy or fun. So.
Yeah, I guess so. So, anyways, so this was Taylor Swift's prom. She missed. I guess she missed her own school's prom, and so MTV arranged. Mm-hmm. Being the kind folks that they are at MTV.
That's Sway. He's always thinking of what superstars would enjoy.
Yes, the kind man. So yeah, so this was like some guy won a contest. He seemed like a really nice guy.
I know. When you watch when she was watching the videos. This is all on YouTube, by the way, if anybody wants to watch it. It's
right.
Just search Once Upon a Prom, and because there were a couple of guys in the videos who were nice, but she picked the right. Well, to the extent that she picked him, he was the clear. Like, there's no effing way they actually just drew his name out of a hat. Like, he was straight out of Central Casting in terms of like his story and how genuine he was and what a gentleman.
Oh, so you think that was? See, I'm kind of a rube. I didn't. I thought the hat draw was like. So you think that they were pretending so that the other people wouldn't feel bad?
Yeah.
When they saw the show.
I think
That's
Taylor
clever.
Swift probably didn't want to. Even if MTV wanted her to pick somebody, I think she was like, I don't want to reject anybody.
Right.
But it was clear that guy had to be the guy. Because
so
he also
nice.
had like a championship baseball game on the day of the prom. Like, that added drama.
Right.
And like I felt bad for the real nerdy guy, but it's like it wouldn't have been as good a show if it wasn't if he'd gotten, not because he wasn't cute, but just because the other guy had enough like social confidence to kind of like roll with the punches and be a good date and still be amazed by everything that was happening and grateful for it.
Yeah, and I did. I was with him for the whole episode. Like I was frustrated when he wasn't getting his dance.
I know.
I was so glad.
I felt so. She did such a good job of like saying hi to everybody, but I was starting to feel bad for her. Like, for the love of God, people! Like,
dude,
I know this is your one chance to meet her, but she never dropped the face, you know.
I know. I think about that all the time. Like when there's like paparazzi pictures or just anything. It's like that's what her life is. Like I would never be able to do that.
I don't think she minds the paparazzi, but. Yeah, like on even on the Journey to Fearless DVD, which maybe we're going to talk about, is when she goes out in the crowd during that one part. And I'm like, that's really sweet, and obviously it's controlled. There's security guards around her. Right. But like, you can see the security guard like, come on, you got to get back on stage, and she's like, got to hug everybody. Like it'd be so hard to take a picture with like someone, but not somebody else. You know? Just complicated.
A lot of socializing. Would not be able to do that.
Yeah. But that guy was a great guy.
He was, and I thought too. there was because like it was an MTV show, so in one way I was sort of watching it like that. Like I have a hard time with those kind of the like reality shows, how they kind of like circle, like they kind of like circle around on themselves all the time, where they'll like lead in, like before a commercial there's like a whole minute of like what's coming up next, and then you see it all over again.
Yeah.
And I guess it's compelling, but I don't like it. I don't know, something about those shows that I have a hard time watching. But and also just how fake they are. But there's a part in the show. There's the part where she asks him about his pink vest, and he says he's wearing it for Aunt Joan, who's like kind of like the, I don't know, lady who looks after the baseball team, and she's been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
And so and then she like gets up and goes and changes dresses to like a pink dress. And I don't know, but like it was like, I don't think that was scripted. I don't know what your thoughts on that were. But
no, I don't think so.
Right. It was just, that was like such a weird, like genuine moment, I guess, in a show that felt very, very staged and goofy.
Like MTV might have been like, ask him why he's wearing pink. You
right.
know?
Or
but, yeah, I think the changing dresses was not planned.
Okay. Yeah. And so, and like, that didn't like decrease my enjoyment, but all of a sudden it just kind of, it was, I guess like the phrase would be like, shit just got real. Where it was just kind of, I was like, I guess I was uncomfortable, but it wasn't like in a bad way. It was just kind of like, whoa, like that's.
Well, yeah, there's this weird disconnect between the moments that do seem like really real and the moments that are like, hey, you're going to get a colonic.
Right. Yeah. Like goofy. That was pretty wacky.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. So it was I've never seen that show before, but it was quite an experience watching it. I've thought for days now, just reflected on it. But yeah, I don't know. And it's, I guess with the thing with the dress, like I feel like you just get these glimpses of like her non-calculated personality, like her non-celebrity personality. And
the other thing about that guy, for some reason that reminded me of something. He was also the person on the tape who said, I hope it's Taylor Swift.
Right, yeah.
So how are they not going to, he was she's going to pick the guy who hopes it's Beyonce, when there's a guy who hopes it's Taylor Swift. So that was definitely bullshit, but yeah, thank God she picked him.
Yeah, he was a good choice. Seemed like a good guy. I wonder what he's up to now. I wonder what he's
I know. I honestly, like, I think about that. I'm like, God, I hope his life is going well. Because he really seemed like a sweet boy. And I think it was true that, like, even though he's, like, he's on the baseball team, he's handsome, he's sweet, like, he probably was doing fine in the social department. Like, I believed him that, like, yeah, I moved here and I don't know anybody. I moved here my senior year, and now because of this, people I don't know are, like, saying hi to me. Like, that was really nice little benefit for him.
Yeah. That was all. That was all I had for the episode. I didn't have any other thoughts. Cool. So we're gonna Journey to Fearless.
I do think her set was really cool.
Just like the performance and stuff.
No, not the performance. The performance is a little weird for me, and I think it's just because I don't go to concerts like that. Not because of anything that she did. I just mean like the actual tour set, the set that they built for her, that she could project other things onto, is really neat.
Yeah, it was a cool setup.
And like that she could make like a library on it or a castle or whatever. Yeah, that was really cool. I was talking to Lee yesterday about how what were we talking about? Oh yeah, like how I was talking to him about how much I hate performing, like in any way, even if it's like putting on a voice, like you know how like my dad and his dad and even Lee, like they all have their like business voices,
Right.
And but I understand why that exists, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I can't. I do that sometimes, but I always go like, ugh, I feel gross because I did that,
Right.
And I hate it. Part of the reason that I really don't ever want to be in a band again is because, like, as there are fun things about it, but performing was not fun for me. Like, I did not like being up in front of people. And the thing that I liked least about getting married was, like, having to walk down the aisle and have other people, like, looking at me.
Right.
Like, I really don't like that. And I hated drama class. Like, one of the worst things that ever happened to me is when I was in drama in 9th grade, which I don't know why I took that class. I'm glad I ultimately did. We had to do Whose Line Is It Anyway games. And I'm like, and I'm probably, see, think about it, like, and to be honest, like, you and I probably would be better at that than most people in terms of, like, coming up with funny things to say, but not in the acting and doing improv thing. Like, that's a freaking nightmare, my worst nightmare. And so when I watch somebody do performance stuff that I know is, like, inauthentic in that they do this every night, you know? Like they like the little talky breakdown things that she did before, like Teardrops on My Guitar or whatever. It's like I recognize objectively that she needs to do that for the audience. It's her job to put on a show, so she's doing her job. She's doing a good job of it. But watching it just makes me so uncomfortable because I guess I just think about myself being in that position and having to fake that shit, and I'd hate it. Right.
Yeah, I hear you. I guess I feel similarly.
And don't you think she could get away with just playing her songs?
I think so. But, like, I mean, because I went to the Red Tour. I didn't, I missed Fearless and I missed Speak Now. But I went to the Red Tour and, like, I don't know. And, yeah, like, on one level, I know that she says the same things, you know. Like, she'll mix it up a little bit. But for the most part, it's kind of the same thing.
And she does a good job of selling it, I think, of making you feel like you're the only audience that matters. Right.
Well, and, like, having been there, like, she did a really good job of that. And, like, I don't know if this was on the Fearless. Like, from the performances I saw on the Journey to Fearless thing, you know, it'd be hard to say whatever. But, like, just from the Red Tour show that I went to, like, it was like, I haven't been to a lot of giant concerts like that, but yeah, it was just like very much like she was really, like, she was there for you, you know, and like she was just like glad to be there, I guess. So, because I don't know if they still do this, but I remember I used to hear like the Strokes would just get up on stage and play and never look up at the audience and then go away. And like for the Strokes, that's fine. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah, I've seen the Strokes.
Right, but yeah, like with her songs though, like with is that accurate that that's kind of their okay. But like yeah, with her music, it's just like so personal and so like emotional that I feel like she couldn't like get up there, just run through an album.
Yeah,
you know, and
I agree, but I do think she could sit there with just her band. Because I think your favorite part of the Red Show is when she just played guitar.
That's true, yeah.
So she could do that and still talk to you and do kind of like a VH1 Storytellers type thing.
Right.
And where she probably would be saying the same things over and over, but just less fanfare to it. But again, it's like, it's a really successful tour. And like, I know she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. I'm just talking about like, I guess what I would prefer or what would make me less uncomfortable. Like she is good at that thing. Like Bono's thing is kind of, I wonder if that's where she kind of got the inspiration to like the going out in the audience and just hugging people. Cause at like every U2 show, during a particular song, like sometimes it's like there's this one, oh god, U2 concerts, man, I gotta go to one, and I told Lee like I'm gonna stand up front because that's the only way this is like there's a possibility of this happening. And every show he goes in the audience and like picks a woman and like has this like incredibly intimate moment with her, and like I know he does it every show, but the way that he treats them, like there's this one where I think he's in like Argentina or Chile or something, and I think he's in Santiago, and he brings this woman on stage and just like slow dances with her in front of everyone for like 5 minutes and then like kisses her at the end. And then there's another one where he did With or Without You, and the like security guards around the stage, they have to lift this woman, so they're like picking her up like a princess and like placing her on the stage, and the way that she ends up on the stage, just because of the physics of it, is like sitting down.
Right.
And so he doesn't like bring her up, he sits down, lays down on stage next to her. Like she's like lying on his chest and he's singing With or Without You the whole time. It was amazing. And then he like like they're staring at each other laying down on stage while he sings this song. And like everyone else in the audience is going like, oh, like along with them and everything. And it's just, but for her, it's just like Bono is fucking sing to you. And he pulls that off of just like, this is the most intimate moment. And like, I think she's doing something similar in that, like, I'm going to make you feel like you're the only one here. Like, you're the one I care about and who I'm here for. So yeah, I think that's all really good. It just, you know, it makes me, it creeps me out to think about me having to do that. I think and how bad I would be at it. Right.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Or no, I don't mean that you would be bad at it. I mean, I agree that
I would be bad at it though. You can't agree with that.
Okay, sure. But I was agreeing with that. It was just kind of like, I think I have similar feelings. Just like it feels like slightly false, but that like you want, like it's like with a stand-up comedian. You go, you know, they're saying the exact same 45-minute set that they said the night before, but they keep it like feeling fresh and stuff. So yeah, it's just part of performance and being a performer. So completely forgivable. But anyways, but yeah. So that's all of the material we've got for today.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
So Taylor facts. The premise here for new listeners today is I have 5 facts. 4 of them are true. 1 of them is an imposter, and Kit has to identify which Taylor fact is not, in fact, a fact. So, so number 1. Taylor donated the pink pickup truck she got for her 18th birthday to Victory Junction Gang, a camp for sick kids. Number 2. In Evansville, Indiana, April 23rd has been declared Taylor Swift Day. Number 3. On June 13th, 2009, Taylor did a 13-hour meet and greet at an arena in Nashville. Number 4. When she hosted SNL in November of 2009, she was the first country singer to host since Dolly Parton in 1989.
That's not true.
That's not true?
That's not true.
Okay.
Unless it's female country singer.
It may be. Well, fact number 5.
Garth Brooks has hosted a bunch of times, and he's really good at it.
Maybe it is female country singer, because that one was supposed to be true.
Okay, it's not.
I tried to make it really easy this week because you've not gotten any of them right.
I know, but that's not true.
Okay. So number 5, at the taping of a television special in 2010, former President George W. Bush met Taylor backstage. When asked how he felt about meeting the pop star, the former president responded, "Just as the dreamer, after he awakens, still stirred by feelings that still stirred by feelings that the dream evoked, cannot bring the rest to mind. Such am I. The memory of our meeting has almost faded from my mind, yet in my heart there still endures the sweetness that was born of it." So which one of those facts is not true?
Okay, but didn't Bush meet her and he did say something about like that she was really nice or something?
Yeah, Bush Sr. met her. And
yeah.
I don't know if Bush Jr. ever met her, but... So yeah, fact number 5 was not true.
Okay, wow.
So yeah.
But neither was 4. Right. No, I'm definitely right.
Did he host it?
Yes, he hosted multiple times. He's one of... I wish he would do it again, because like Alec Baldwin, he was, for whatever reason, one of the best hosts.
So he wasn't the music guest. He was like...
He was also the music guest on at least one of them.
Right. Okay, interesting. Because yeah, the thing I can't remember if it was Wikipedia or what, but it says she was the first country singer to host since Dolly Parton. So it must be female country singer.
Or Wikipedia's wrong.
Also possible. So that's all for today.
What are we doing next time?
Well, wait. Okay, I'm getting ready to say. Join us next time when we'll be discussing Taylor's next flawless masterpiece, Speak Now. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, and as always, if you'd like to get in touch with Kit or I, email us at shootintheswift@gmail.com, which is shooting without a G, the Swift, all one word, at gmail with a G.com. So, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's the episode. Kit, anything, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye, everybody.